Alright, welcome guys to the first PHP tutorial, and here I'm going to explain the basics of PHP, the syntax, and how to create your first PHP enabled web page. So, as you guys all should know, PHP is a programming language, so it does follow a certain set of rules that are pretty standard for any programming language. And one of them is that you have to have an opening and closing statement. Now, what these opening and closing statements do is that they say, okay, anything inside these opening and closing tags will be read in PHP. So, in PHP, these opening and closing tags is right like that, right? So, this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. So anything I write in here will be read in PHP. Anything I write out here will not be read in PHP. Quite self-explanatory. So let's do a simple function here. Echo quotation marks hello world. Alright, let me explain this. So any programming languages is made up of a bunch of statements or lines of code, right, that do certain functions and things. And this one is pretty simple. It's just echo hello world. Now, as you notice, I put a semicolon after this statement. And what that does is it tells, okay, this is the end of that statement. Every single statement or piece of line of code that you write in PHP has to end with a semicolon. If I do just that, that's not right. You'll lead to errors later on. Now, with the echo, this is a function, one of PHP's built-in functions, echo. And what echo does is it pretty much says, okay, anything that's right next to this is going to be echoed onto the page or printed onto the page. And I have the quotation marks here saying that I can put plain text in there. So echo quotation marks hello world, and then a semicolon. Alright, so now let's save this file. So I'll go File, Save As, I'll have a test directory here, and we'll call it hello.php. Now, this is important. You have to save every single PHP file or PHP source code that you write in the .php extension or .php3. If you save it as hello.html, it won't work. It has because PHP won't read it and it'll want to work. So you just have to put hello.php. Alright, I'll save this. And now I'm going to upload it onto my server here. I assume you guys have access to some type of web server, or if you have a local host on your own computer with XAMPP installed or something like that, because it's quite important if you want to follow along with these tutorials. But anyway, so I just uploaded the file, and I'll switch over to Google Chrome. Let me refresh this directory, and there's our hello.php. So I'll click on it, and it just says hello world, exactly what we wanted to do. It echoed the statement, and that's pretty much it. Alright, at this time, I guess it's a good thing to note that in PHP, when you're echoing a statement multiple times, white space isn't carried over. So if I just copy and paste this and I put it down here, right, or I do it over here, or I put it all the way over here, I save this file, I'll upload it again. We'll go back to Google Chrome and we'll refresh it. It'll just say hello world, hello world, hello world, hello world, with no spaces at all. And to fix that problem, you can always put a space after each of these statements, right? You can save it right there. You can upload it again, and there you go. But you have the one thing to note that the echo statement does not have spaces or anything in PHP, so that's something to note. Alright, so this concludes our basics of PHP. There wasn't much, I know it didn't go anything fancy here, it's just the basics. So I hope you guys subscribe to the Learn Junk YouTube channel and stay tuned for more PHP tutorials. Thanks for watching.